Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Late Night with Daniel show. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a Power Platform Community Sweden South event in Malmö, where we had Gilbert Payne talk about AI prompts, as well as Sarah Lagerquist, who talked about functions and the difference between them and low-code plugins. This night was such a fantastic evening, and we had so much fun. Besides all the learning and insights that we gained regarding the Power Platform, I also learned some personal things. The fact that I gained some weight.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. So now it's back to eating chicken and broccoli. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about Microsoft 365 Copilot for Service and how you can use pre-configured embeddable agents within your preferred CRM system. More specifically, we're gonna talk to Espresso Machines Inc, a company that produces and services espresso machines. And they will show us how they leverage this feature in their organization. So let's jump into the interview. Today, we are talking with Espresso Machine Inc, a company that produces and services espresso machines. They leverage ServiceNow as their customer service ticketing system and combine that with Microsoft 365 Copilot for Service to get AI embedded directly in the system that they work with. Today, we will demonstrate how you can leverage embedded AI in ServiceNow to solve customer issues. So here is Dan Brown today with us, a customer service agent at Espresso Machines Inc. Could you show us around in ServiceNow and explain how you use AI to solve problems? Hi Daniel. Yes, of course I can show you this. Just 1 second so I can share my screen. So here you see I have just received an incoming ticket from a customer where the espresso machine has broken down. The customer has reported that their espresso machine, a Brewmaster X200, has stopped functioning after 3 months of use. According to this customer, Ms. Schafter, the machine powers on, but the brewing process does not start and the error code E04 is displayed on the screen. She followed the troubleshooting steps in the manual, and those included cleaning the machine and checking water levels. But unfortunately, the issue still persisted. So I received this case, and now I'm gonna open up the Copilot widget to see if they have any clue on what could be the issue. You see here directly it gives me an insight when it comes to what you should do when you get this issue. So it says, number 1, you should verify the power connection. 2, check the water reservoir. 3, clean the machine. And 4, reset the machine. And if the error persists after troubleshooting, contact us in the customer support. So I accept this insight. And as you can see, I can even see what knowledge source it got this insight from. If I press on this knowledge source, it takes me straight to that knowledge article in ServiceNow. Here you see the knowledge article. So here I can read more into detail on what the different issues could be. Also, in this article it says that if none of the steps suggested for solving the issue works, then we should try to replace it free of charge. So, given that the customer actually tried to do the steps that we suggest and it still didn't work, it seems we'll have to send a new one for them. I also wanted to show this, how you can send emails using the embedded AI functionality. If I want to send the email back to Ms. Schafter, I can go ahead and do that by pressing More, Email. If I then open up the draft in a new tab, you see that the Copilot has gone into the write an email mode. And here I can describe what I want to send to her. So tell her that we saw that she did the suggested steps and we will have to send her a new machine. What is her address? And as you see, the Copilot is able to draft a response. And I can just copy it or adjust it if I want to make it shorter, more casual. Thanks for your patience with the Brewmaster X200 issue. Since the E04 error code is still showing up after troubleshooting, I'll send you a replacement unit at no cost. You'll also get a free pack of espresso pods as a nice gesture. Nice. That's how we do service here. Could you share your preferred shipping address for the new machine? I think this sounds really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one and send it out to Miss Schefter. Another nice feature that we really like here at customer service is the fact that you can summarize a case. When you summarize a case, it will bring in the case description and all related activities to the case to give you a short and tidy description of the case. This is done really simple by just heading over to the stars here and pressing summarize case. And you see it will incorporate a description of the case and also further communication that we had during the case resolution. Okay, so we sent out a new espresso machine and she got some espresso pods as a thank you for your problems. And now we are ready to resolve the incident. We use the resolution resolved by workaround, I would say. And we sent a new machine to the customer. And we are ready to resolve it. That was actually all that I had to show from my side. We really like this feature and we are glad to show you this. I hope you like it as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for showcasing your work. Now let's go over to your IT colleague that helped setting this all up. Hi Kyle.
Hi Daniel, it's nice to meet you. I work as an IT admin here at Espresso Machines Inc.
So tell me, how was the process of setting up the integration between Copilot and ServiceNow?
Well, setting up the embedded experience in ServiceNow is pretty straightforward actually. So what you need is a Copilot for Service instance that you connect to ServiceNow environment and the ServiceNow production environment. Next, we need to add UI scripts to our ServiceNow instance such that the Copilot can become instance aware and actually get context from ServiceNow into the Copilot widget. So these scripts are a bunch of different event listeners that will send a bunch of data to the Copilot widget. When we have added all the different UI scripts into ServiceNow, the last thing we need to do is to add an open frame that will actually show the widget in ServiceNow. And this is done by going to all and searching for open frame in configurations. And here you see I've created my Copilot
widget. We can double click on that and see what it has. So basically it's just pointing to the URL for opening the widget. And one thing that I want to bring attention to you is that I had to set this third-party CRM connector equals true in order to get this popping. And what does this page do? If we press on it, you see that it will actually load the widget, as you see here. It will load the Copilot widget. And now I already have a connection, but if we pretend that I don't have it, first time you will have to select here, select content source, and here you pick ServiceNow in our case. And then you need to use basic authentication to log in here. And since I'm already logged into ServiceNow, it recognized me, and I can just confirm. It's not harder than that. That is awesome. I will make sure to add that documentation in the show notes. Can you tell me, were there any hurdles or gotchas along the process that we should know about? The main hurdle is, as mentioned, that I think you should put that flag to true in the third-party CRM connector property. Also, I forgot to mention that you get this link by going to Dynamics 365, and then in Copilot Service Admin Center, if you go to Productivity and then Copilot Embeddable Widget, there you can find this widget, and as you see, it's set to false in this. So you'll have to change this to true. Also, another hurdle we had was that you should make sure to allow pop-ups in your browser, because otherwise you will have this issue of getting this widget to log in and pop up. And finally, I also believe that you should make sure that you have the right user roles such that the open frame will pop up in ServiceNow. So you should make sure that if you go to user roles, that your intended user has the role called SN_open frame. This one. So you should make sure that the users you want to use this widget for actually has this role. That's mostly it, I would say. It sure looks like you get great value from this. Are there any downsides in your opinion? Well, we at Espresso Machines Inc. believe that this Microsoft 365 Copilot for Service widget is fantastic for our use case. But also one slight comment would be that we believe that the pricing is a bit too much. So if we take a look at the pricing, $50 per user per month is really a huge amount for a user who already has a CRM system. So the cost per user is really big. We are only able to leverage these on a few customer service agents. But still, it provides great value and it helps speed up the work of the agents. Thank you for taking the time, Cal, to showcase this and to show us how easy it is to set this up and start providing value to the business as soon as possible. We really appreciate that.